Hi there, my name is Bernadette. Welcome to my channel, and today I want to talk to you about holding grudges or feeling stuck not to be able to forgive somebody. Actually, it's something that is toxic for your own life, and it's a very hard thing to overcome if you really are prone to holding grudges and you have done this all your life. It's a thing you can train, like you can train everything what is in regards to your thought patterns. We have to understand one thing, one very detrimental fact, that your mind is actually controlled by you. Your mind is not a racehorse out in the open, galloping everywhere. You actually can decide where your thoughts go. This is a very interesting fact about our mind, because we all often feel overwhelmed and we often feel like our mind plays tricks on us, right? But it's like with everything. You can train thoughts, a train of thought. Forgive me, no pun intended. You can train your thoughts. You will need maybe a time to adapt. You will need time where you fall back into old thought patterns. But if you hold on to it, and if you give yourself the permission to be worth it, to have a clear and functioning and brilliant mind that is actually helping you in your life and not putting the ruts into the wheel, it is actually pretty fascinating. So today I want to talk to you about forgiveness. For it is out there, a lot of studies have proven that for human being, the most difficult things to overcome are actually injustice and guilt. So if we experience something that is unjust, it is very hard to process these emotions. And with it goes also the guilt. If we do something, and everybody has a moral compass, even the most deep down the rabbit hole, lost soul narcissist knows deep down that he had done something that is not right. We all know it. And you can push it aside, you can close it up in a vault, but at one point in your life it will pop up, maybe even to get sick. So this is why it's so important to work and process emotions, because they can, if they are not processed, they can really have a very detrimental impact on our lives and other areas on our lives, in all areas in our life, mental health and physical health and relationship wise and professionally, whatever. So forgiveness, it's a big word, right? And we have all experienced situations where we have experienced injustice. Something happened to us that was not logical, that was not deserved, and that was plain out, straight out, unjust. So there is a lot of things that come up when we experience something that is unjust. We experience anger, we experience rage, maybe we want to look for revenge, and all these feelings of helplessness and also beating ourselves up, maybe that we have not been clever enough to see it coming, and all of these things. And now we sit there, and there's this person or this situation or this trigger that the outcome of the situation is that we have an experience of injustice. So, what do we do with it? We have to understand that things that happen to us that are unjust, and we cannot reverse it. That's the first step. We cannot reverse it. We cannot make it unhappen. So we are here with the fact and with these feelings of anger and resentment and maybe even revenge towards this person, or even sadness, all mixed emotions, right? So if you are in a situation where this subject is coming up during the day, maybe it even is disturbing your work life and you cannot relax anymore, what do? So you have to sit down and feel the feelings that come up. The feeling of God had forgotten you, someone wanted to punish you, life wanted to punish you, and there is no senseful explanation for it, right? That is why it's so hard for a human being to overcome injustice. And we all have experienced injustice. Every single human being on this planet has experienced injustice in one or the other way. It is part of your life. In a small way, in a big way, you have been robbed, your bank account got hacked, someone has cheated on you, you did not do anything wrong, and something very wrong has happened to you. And now you sit there with the splattered glass, with no more money on your bank account, with your ex-boyfriend running and having a happy life with someone else, right? So to process this feeling of injustice, we have to feel it first. We have to let the feeling present itself to us, absorb it, breathe into it, and it's very icky and it's very uncomfortable to sit there looking out the window, looking at the white wall, and just accepting it. That something really unjust has just happened to you. And when you are ready, and you will feel it when you're ready, and then you think about the person as a protagonist in a movie, right? What happens to people in movies or in big literature? What happens to protagonists that do something wrong? At one point, everybody gets their bill. Everybody. Everybody goes through life. Everybody goes through life to learn their lessons, to hit walls, to overcome hurdles, to expand consciousness and the understanding of good and right and the consequences of it. Me personally, I think this is the reason why we are here as human beings in this form, to actually learn what this means, what good and bad means for us. So if you imagine this person that did you wrong as a protagonist in a book or in a movie, you are maybe in the beginning of the movie or you're in the middle of the movie, but you don't know the end of the movie. And you have to sit back and you have to trust. There is something that, a component that comes into this to overcome grudges. A trust in life, an unconditional trust that life is so precise, that nobody gets away with it. Nobody ever. In their last hour before they close their eyes forever, in 20 years, in 5 years, there is always a lesson for a person who did something wrong to someone else. It is a given. So, if you have followed me so far, all you have to do is to breathe into this feeling that you can trust life, that you do not have to do nothing. You just have to sit back and breathe through your own emotion of deception, of rage, of the feeling of the urge to revenge. You have to sit with it and not act on it. And you have to remind yourself that you are in the middle of the book and you have not read the left chapters, the chapters that are here to be read, the chapters that have to be lived through. How often it happened to you that maybe in high school there were the people who peaked in high school, those shining bright lights, and you had no friends and you didn't belong, and 5, 10, 15 years later you meet this person on the street and they have 3 kids and fatty hair and oily hair, and you see that their life is a mess. I mean, I don't wish this upon anybody, but just to give an example, that you have to be aware that you have not read the end chapter yet. There is this beautiful story. I think it's in the movie Syriana with George Clooney, where there is this boy in a little village and his father offers him a horse, and the whole village whispers behind their backs, "Oh, how you can offer a horse to such a young boy," and everybody was so jealous. And then the boy falls from the horse and breaks his leg. And suddenly everybody said, "Yes, we knew it. It's not good to offer a horse to such a small boy. See, that's the result." And a few years later, war breaks out, and everybody has to go to war. But the boy, who is now a young man, cannot go to war because he has this broken leg or this injured leg. And everybody said, "Oh, how lucky he was that he fell from the horse and couldn't go to war." I mean, this is a story just to tell you that the story is not finished yet. And you have to broaden your perspective to a wider timeline, and to understand that nobody gets away with anything, and you are not the one to teach them anything. You can express your point of view, If it's really a crime, you can go to the police and you can try to trust the juristic system, and of course you can stand up for your right. But I'm talking about your emotional landscape. I don't talk about being mute and not taking action in a thoughtful and responsible way. I'm talking about your inner emotional landscape that can be can be toxified by having this ongoing repeating thoughts about someone who did you wrong. So first of all, you breathe into this. You breathe into this feeling of just feeling sorry for yourself, that, yeah, life is messy and someone got you. Someone got you where you haven't expected it. And then you sit back. And then you breathe into a wider scope, into a wider timeline. And you breathe through, and you also have to remember one thing. Are you yourself? Have you never done anything wrong? And would you have liked that someone is able to forgive you? I had people who forgave me. And it was a wonderful feeling to be forgiven. And I had people in my life, I made mistakes and they said, okay, I don't want to have anything to do with you anymore. And that's okay as well. Because they're right. If you make a mistake and it's a harsh one, everybody has the right to say, okay, I'm through with you. I go my path here and you go your path there. And new people will come into your life and new experience will be made. Just breathe through it and have a wider scope, a wider timeline, and trust life that the lessons are precise and made for each and every single one of us. Nobody gets away with it. Nobody does. And so you can liberate yourself. You can liberate yourself and say, life will take care of it. Do what is necessary in a calm, responsible way if it's really a crime. But if it's if it's on a moral level and someone was just not ethical with you, breathe through it and see the wider scope. It's very liberating. And it's a training. You have to train your thought patterns. You have to train to focus your focus point in life. And this is your liberation. Your focus point is feeling free and liberated. This is what life is all about. To let it through. To let things through. So this is what I hope you can achieve in the next situation where you experience injustice. Like, subscribe, leave a comment how you manage situations where you're holding a grudge or where you feel stuck. And if you want to be coached through a period in your life where you feel you need some assistance by overcoming some blockages in regard to this issue, feel free to contact me. There is a contact form in the description box below to have a free discovery call with me, and I would be delighted to help you go through and learn new tools to overcome some repeating patterns. So have a beautiful day and good luck to you.